All right, we're going to go over some one-point perspective. Now, we're going to start with the most basic basics. If you've had 1 point before, you may be able to skip these and go on to the more complex. You'll know when you go to the next video if it's too complex, you won't understand it and you'll have to come back and do this one. So we can talk more about that in class. But for 1 point perspective, I want to set up my page with a horizon line. It'll be close to the center of the page, but it doesn't have to be dead center. The next thing I'm going to do is set up a vanishing point in the center of my page, and this is 1 point perspective, so we're doing 1. So up here is my sky, down here is the ground. Oops, broke my pencil. And then right on the horizon line is what we call eye level. Alright, let's set up our first cube. To start with, you're going to have a square. And if I were you, I would draw this square with the ruler. I just didn't want to bore you watching me use a ruler all day, but I would make all these straight edges because it kind of wrecks the illusion if things get wobbly. Then I'm going to line up corner to the vanishing point, corner to the vanishing point, corner to the vanishing point. So now I've got this, it's kind of going on forever. The vanishing point is almost like a black hole. Everything gets sucked towards it. So I've got my verticals, my horizontals, and my diagonals. To make things look 3D, you need height, which we have right here. This is our height, and here. We need width, width right here, and depth. Depth, in this case, are my diagonals going back into space. Now I want to end this so the cube doesn't go on forever. So my width here is horizontal, and I want to make a line on the same side. So this also needs to be horizontal. So these two are parallel lines. Then I've got, sorry, I keep moving here. Then I've got my height, which is vertical, and I want to close it down here. So I need to make sure this line and this line are vertical, and I want to match up with my one on the top. So that's my cube. I can erase these if I want to. They're just guidelines. Let's do one in the sky. Square, again I'd make it with a ruler. Corner to point, corner to point, corner to point. Now we've got vertical, so I need to go vertical, horizontal, horizontal. If you make one that's really straight on to the vanishing point, you may not be able to see the side at all. It'll end up like that. Same thing, if you make one across the horizon line, you can do that, but you won't see the top or the bottom because it's right at eye level. Now, if you've had 1 point perspective a lot in middle school, you may be able to skip this. So we'll go on to some of the next tutorials and see where you're at. If you haven't had 1 point perspective, you're going to want to do this before you try the more difficult drawing. And I would try out at least 8 to 10 cubes. Oops, there goes my pencil. I would try out at least 8 to 10 cubes, and I'll put that in the assignment as well.